Hello everyone, I'm Jordan Harkless. I am a graduate of Kansas City University, and Gia had me come on here to kind of discuss a little bit about my life and being on the front lines, along with a little bit about Kansas City University. So I am an internal medicine resident, finishing up my first year. Of course, it will be a year to remember. I kind of hearing a little bit about COVID and kind of starting to be prepared just in case the worst comes, and then it hits you. Things changed every single day, whether it was initially kind of trying to figure out where to put the patients, talking to the other hospitals of the city, and really trying to organize. So our city did a really good job organizing how to distribute our supplies and our testing abilities and the patients as well. But then we just have to keep adapting. Our sections in the ED have been designated, some of them to just COVID, so we're doing our best to keep the spread from continuing. And if you come in for a cough or a fever, you kind of immediately go into the area. It's been a good job as far as our community using the hotline so that they can come in all masked up and go straight to the COVID area. But we do our best. I've been in the ED for the last month, and so I was not in the COVID pod, but we still experience some patients that do end up coming through, end up testing positive for COVID. So luckily we have supplies. I'm always wearing a mask with every single patient, which is new, another new change. And we wear a mask even with colleagues. So we have a simple mask for when we're talking to colleagues, just to help prevent the spread, and especially for asymptomatic carriers. Then we have the more thicker masks, the modified N95s, so that we talk to patients, but then we have our full gear going if it's a potential COVID patient or a positive COVID patient. So that has changed. In the beginning of COVID, I was on the board, so just seeing our numbers go from the normal influx of patients coming in, whether it's for your typical hospital patients versus our more emergent hospital patients, people have been staying home, and so our numbers kind of a little bit dropped, but it was definitely weird having patients come in for COVID, going to a specific floor, and then us doing telemedicine. So incorporating telemedicine has been great, helping us take care of the patients at the same time, minimizing our contact and minimizing our spread of the COVID. So that's been good. And then if we have symptoms, we get temperatures checked every single day, that's weird. So we have a station where we come in, get our temperature taken, and then if we have a temperature, we unfortunately have to go home. And then, hey buddy. So otherwise, that's kind of life inside work, and I could talk hours about how much has changed and how much is still going to change now that we have elective surgeries coming back. But it's just going to be about adapting and kind of making COVID as our norm. So, but my life as well. So we're still trying to find ways to stay active, stay mentally healthy as well. And so kind of coming up with new hobbies. So just tips and pointers out there just to try to switch up your everyday kind of being at home lifestyle. You know, there's a lot of online workouts going on that are live on Instagram, so I've been jumping onto those. I don't have any weights at home, so it's been great to still kind of get that workout in, and having a community to do it with. And you can even have your friends tag along in the Zoom meetings as well. And then also kind of getting in local painting places, painting classes. So I pick up the paint, come home, Zoom with some friends, and then take the online course, and it's really fun. So kind of switching things up. Of course, taking this pup on a run or walk too occasionally here and there. So lots of changes going on, mostly staying home, but still trying to stay active and communicating with our friends and our family as well. So the next topic I like to talk about is the welcoming the first years. So welcome first years to the KCU family. And I remember those days, the nerves, the to move to a new city or to get your own place. And I know one of the questions were revolving around when should I move? And with COVID, this is a new situation for us all. And I know schools are kind of doing online classes. Some are maybe thinking about going and not doing online classes. And just kind of, it's a day by day, we never know. I know like May 4th, I believe, the stay-at-home order might go up from Missouri, but it could change. So just like that could change. We don't really know when we can just go back to our normal. So my suggestion is about moving is if I were in your shoes and going to a new school, I think I would move because med school is hard enough as it is. It is a fire hose. Everyone talks about how it's a fire hose, and not until you've been through it and then now that you're out of it, you don't realize how much information you're constantly trying to absorb all at once and how many hours you actually are dedicating to studying. And use this time to find a place, make the place your own, and kind of just get settled. And that's what I would do, is just to kind of use this time now, get settled, get things moving, even if the classes are going to only be online for just a little longer. And then personally, where I moved, I went to CT. And I get to meet Gia, so that's number one reason to move to CT. Gia is awesome. She goes above and beyond, making sure that the place really is tailored to students of KCU, and making sure that if exams are coming, she just does these little things for us that kind of make it a better day. Also, the activities during the holidays are fun. Pumpkin carving, getting together, summer parties. It's just a lot of fun. So I know, like I said, hoping things will turn around with the COVID, but either way, I know Gia always goes above and beyond to make sure one way or another we are tailored to, and our stay is great and at CT. So that's number one. Two, it is a convenient location, and I wasn't much for like taking the time to get to school. I'd rather just be across the street from school and just go walk across the street and get there. And if I wanted to actually go anywhere, it was really easy, whether I just Ubered, because CT is centrally kind of located, and it was minutes away from multiple places to go to, whether it's the Plaza or Power and Light. Or if I wanted to opt to drive to City Market, which is just like a mile down the road, and park there, there's actually a train station there that takes you all around the city, so it's convenient. So if you just want to find a location, park it, and then just go and hop around on the train for the city, which is free from last time I checked, and it's just another good location for it. So otherwise, other things I liked about CT is the parking lot and how it was safe. Like I said, it's gated, and it allowed my dog and I to kind of take walks around there, or I could go take walks around campus as well. And there was a dog park across the street, so anytime I wanted to just kind of wear him out, it was a good space to do so. Also, the police, both at school, there's a security there, and there's Homeland Security at CT as well. So CT actually has on the first floor police officers, Homeland Security, all that stuff. So combination of both security on campus and then security from CT made me feel safe in that area. Also, school has done, and the city itself too, has done a really good job over the last few years to buy out some of the hotels that were in the area and make them into green space. So it's just a combination of both CT, the school, and the city trying to make that area a better place. And it definitely has improved from when I first was there as my first year versus when I was later and kind of coming in for graduation on my fourth year. So much difference. And so I know everyone's working hard to make that area safe. And then a couple other questions I believe is some board studying. So I'm in the same boat. I've been trying to take level 3 since January. The first one got canceled because of a snowstorm, and then the second one got canceled because of COVID. And honestly, my best advice for anyone who's trying to and worrying about the boards, and rightfully so, is if your boards got canceled, pushed back, and I know that feeling where you were ready for it, you were mentally ready there, and honestly kind of ready to kind of unload, and because there's a lot of information you're getting in your head. Take a break. That's what I've done, is just to give yourself a couple weeks off from all the studying, get rejuvenated and get ready back into studying some more, because the first level 1 and level 2 were a lot more information as well, and you sat down for a lot longer, especially for level 1. So give yourself that break, give it a moment to settle, to sink in, not to kind of like dump it, but to absorb it, and then kind of go, and you know the material at this point and you've already studied for it. Just do some questions, bounce back, get some questions in, get familiar with the questions over and over again, and go from there. But don't keep studying. I mean, at least I wouldn't. Give yourself a break and then go back at it again. And I think everyone is pretty understanding of the situation we're in and why the tests keep getting canceled or pushed back. And no, don't worry, it will be done. We'll get through it. I will finish my level 3 at one point. I think that is all the questions for now. Of course, if you have any more, feel free to reach out to Gia. She'll be able to answer any questions about CT, what's available. She's great, so shout out to her again. I love you, Gia. I miss you so much. Also, you can reach out to me. I'm kind of hard to find on social media, but my Instagram account is at JourdAsh19. That's JOURDASH19. And then otherwise, welcome first years again to KCU family, and it will be fine. You'll get into it. Things will get started, get settled. Enjoy this rest of the summer too, as much as we can indoors, I know, but get ready. You'll be fine. You'll get through it. And then second years, I'm with you. Take a break, take a second, take a breather. I know it's hard to, especially when you feel guilty when you're not studying, but we deserve it. Get that break in, feel refreshed, get restarted, focus on you in the meantime, get moving, doing your things to kind of help us in our mentality. Otherwise, for everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll get through this. We will adapt. Hopefully treatments and cures will come soon, but in the meantime, stay safe out there, and we can all just do our part and try to keep our hands clean, keep our hands out of our face, and do our best to kind of slow down the spread. Otherwise, thank you everyone.